first look at the sea. It's always that good bit, isn't it? Really mixed ground here, and as I always say, you're better off coming down at low tide and you get a good idea of what's about, because there are lots of gullies here, lots of rocks, lots of boulders, and you want to be aiming your bait exactly where you want it. So things like those little sandbanks and gullies where the water speeds up. Now I'm going to move up a bit. There is a spot here which is a patch of shingle somewhere. The problem is I've come too late, because you really want to see where you're putting the bait. This is the New Beach Sea Angling Club, members only little beach place down there. So with the lack of not being able to see the beach, you have to sort of read what the waves are doing. They're breaking there over that sandbank straight ahead. It's quite hard to see looking into the sun, and then it evens out over here. But we're just going to follow this groin up, I think, cast at that bit there. Usual setup with the rods, the two continental rods, and fixed spools, new line, braid on both. So with the ragworm, I'm just going to put the bitey end of the ragworm over the point of the hook and then run that up the shank, and try not to break it. These are farmed rags, so they don't tend to bite much. They're quite small and quite fragile. So I might need to put a couple on. Yes, put a couple on here. Thread them on. Try not to break them too much. Make sure the hook point comes out. And that second hook is simply just to nick in the side. The eye of the hook runs up the snood there. It's just something to give it a little bit of extra protection. Actually, this is, I'd much rather have a proper king rag. I don't tend to get those here in Sussex. So a couple of years ago I actually did the Sea Angler Mark Guide for here. It's all very well telling everyone what you can catch, which is eels, bass, smoothound as well do run here. As I say, I put it all on paper, but I need to go and prove it today. Not a bad spring venue. We'll pick up flounder here as well. Distance casting isn't necessary, but it does help you get to particular spots. And like most venues, fish is best after a strong sort of southwesterly or storm, when things settle down. Silver eels, love those sort of conditions. And we're going to put a bit of lug and rag on this other one. This is just a 2-hook flapper with size 4 hook. Because these continental rods have got this really soft tip, I think that gives us a bit of an advantage with protecting these softer baits, because the cast is a lot softer, almost flicking it out. We'll find out now, see if it comes flying off. It didn't actually. Didn't actually. Well, that was a good rattle. Not a flatfish. Bass, I reckon. Should have left it. That was a good bite. Should have left it. Okay, try again. So quite annoying really, missing that bite. Damn it. This is the sort of venue where families come on a Sunday morning, pile rocks up on things. If you ignore me and look in the distance there, you can see Dungeness Power Station. You see that? Not sure if the camera picks it out. This beach here, it's just miles and miles. You've got Rye Harbour on the inside of the bay there, and then you've got about 6 miles of shingle beaches. You could probably fish all day and not see anyone there. Flat sandy beaches. I dare say the storm back there, no one really fishes this section. All the way up to Dungeness there. Looks like changeable weather out there. Well, a bit frustrating really. I've rebaited a couple of times. We've got that ragworm on there. It's just a case of waiting for the bites. God, just keep in the back of my mind, I keep thinking we're in for a chance of an early bass. They won't be big, but to catch a bass in February is great. I don't get one in February every year. To be fair, I don't normally fish for them specifically during February, just every other month. You get to the point, don't you, where if you're not catching anything, what small things can you do to try and catch something? Tried rebaiting, I've tried different distances with the cast as well. We're not heading for a blank, are we? I mean, you can move a weight around, we've done that in the past. They'd get taken by the tide, but there's so many problems here with snags, I don't think that's what we're going to do. I think we've just got to wait. This tide's almost at high tide. We sometimes get a very slack period right on high tide, and then the tide picks up again. So it's just putting in the hours really and not giving up. We'll see us save a blank, but who knows? Anyway, it's a lovely little venue this. Always like that backdrop of the cliffs there. And still looking at those rod tips, nothing. Well, we'll do the usual beach combing bit. There are a lot here. You get those southwesterlies we just had, bring in lots of firewood, I suppose you could call it. There's a lot less plastics here than you've got on the main beaches of Hastings and Eastbourne. One for the carrier bag. Well, I thought this was worth putting on the video actually. You can see there you've got like an inshore rib moving along level with the coastline, and that's me on the beach. And watch what this boat does. It actually gives the angler a little bit of space here, going offshore about 200 metres. That's kind of good seamanship really. And that's the Pett have like a volunteer lifeboat crew. I think that's them on a training exercise. But yeah, credit to the skipper there. The skipper's done well, but we haven't done too well today, have we? Not a fish to show you. And if you do like to see some fish being caught in your YouTube videos, check out these two here where I had a little bit more success. But if you have fished Pett, or you can offer some advice to anyone that's watching this, then please do comment below. Otherwise, check out these two videos here. Thanks very much for watching.